Empowering state and local officials to do the job the federal government won't do. Hi, I'm Dan Stein, president of the Federation for American Immigration Reform. You know the drill. You want to hit that subscribe button for all our great content. And I've got another great interview coming up right now. Senator and, of course, Coach, everybody knows him, Coach Tuberville from the great state of Alabama is joining us, and he's been already getting up to speed on the immigration issues facing the nation. And I know he's already had a chance to take a look at the shambles the Biden administration has made of our border security. And so he's got some dandy legislative proposals that I want him to tell us about today. Senator, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Dan. Glad to be here. And shambles is the least you can put it. What's going on in our country, I'd say I've never seen anything like it. And you're in my lifetime, we've dealt with it forever, but not in these terms. And it's just absolutely amazing what's going on.
Yeah, what do you think the Biden administration thinks there is the kind of the long-range agenda here? They seem like they don't really want to go down and look at the border situation, and Mayorkas is saying it's closed, and anybody with two eyeballs can see that that's not true. So what's the agenda here?
Yeah, they don't want anything to do with the border, Dan, to be honest with you. I went back and read some things that Biden and some of his cohorts had done over the last few years, and I saw a speech that John Kerry gave 2 years ago at a university, a commencement address. And basically he said then that this will be the first generation that will never have to deal with a border anywhere in the world. Now, what does that tell you? They are globalists. They don't believe in borders anywhere. And I wish that could be the case, to be honest with you. I wish our world was in that kind of shape, but it's not. We're the place everybody wants to go to because we have people here that work very hard, use their taxpayer dollars to build things, to educate kids, to have a good judicial system. And now we've got a group that just absolutely says we don't want anything to do with borders anymore. And it's just sad. I tell you, I've been to the border. I've seen what's happening. I actually have had jobs over the years, and I recruited when I was a football coach on the borders in Arizona and in Texas. And I've never seen anything like this. This is just it's a power grab where they can let as many people come in as possible, overwhelm us, and hopefully they'll get some votes out of it. That's mainly what it all is. But I tell you, it's putting people in harm's way, not just the people in the United States, but people coming from other countries. They're walking and traveling hundreds of miles. The cartel now controls our border in Mexico. I really feel bad for the Customs and Border Patrol because of what they're trying to do right. But the problem is they can't patrol the border. They're acting as secretaries down at the border, just checking people in and trying to take care of them. We're spending millions of taxpayer dollars a day, Dan, trying to take care of these young kids coming across, families, and we love people. We're not against immigration, but not like this.
Well, it's interesting because, we could be putting a computer on the desk of an awful lot of school kids for the money we're paying, put folks in hotels. Look, you and I both agree that in a perfect world, we'd all hold hands and anybody could go anywhere they want to. But, grown-ups realize that borders in modern nation states are still important, still relevant. It's how people determine their destiny, and nation states continue to be important for other countries around the world. But some folks up on the Hill and these tech oligarchs, they don't like nations, they don't like borders, and they don't like cops. And so they seem to be going after all three of them at the same time. We have all this modern monetary theory, this idea that somehow you can spend forever, print money, and there's no consequences. But it seems to me that if there actually was a thought that we had to have fiscal discipline and that you couldn't just print money, Americans would understand that there are costs associated with trying to be the home of last resort for all the world's displeased and dispossessed. You've got a great piece of legislation here with a couple other senators, Empowering Law Enforcement Act. The idea here is, I guess, to give some local authority to local police to help do the job the the federal government's not doing. Can you tell us a little bit about that proposal?
Well, it's a domino effect. If you go to the border, Dan, you and I are not there right now as we speak, and most people in this country aren't. But we're not living it like the people down there are, and they're seeing it every day. But coming to a theater near you, because every day they're either busing or flying out hundreds and hundreds of people from the border when they come across, flying in all parts of the country. Now, the problem we have is we got ICE, which is immigration authority that goes up throughout the country, and they check on illegal immigration. They do things right. They're the immigration police. But the problem is the Biden administration is tying their hands. They won't let them to do their job. And this Empowering Law Enforcement Act that I've proposed basically says, as we speak, the local and state law enforcement really have no immigration power. All they can do is lean on ICE, or if they find somebody that's illegal or has problems, they turn them over to ICE. ICE has no authority anymore. So we need to give the authority to state and local police to let them handle what's going on in their communities. Who else better than to do that? And also extend the 180-day period where they can keep them incarcerated or locked up if they're criminals. As we speak, after 180 days, if we've not done anything with them, we have to turn them loose back into our country. I don't care what they've done, what law they've broken, they have to be turned back into the country. So we're in a mess. We're in an absolute mess. But this Empowering Law Enforcement Act at least gives local and state authorities the right to do something in terms of helping their taxpayers in their county and their state.
Sounds like an excellent proposal, and we want to encourage all of our supporters and members to get out there and support this particular proposal. You can check it out on our website. The administration has a new appointee they're suggesting to run ICE at the federal level. Mayorkas has picked this guy, Ed Gonzalez. Have you had a chance to look him over, and you have any thoughts about him yet?
Oh, I've heard him speak, and of course, Mayorkas has been a joke since he's been in there. I can remember when he went through his hearings, appointment hearings, and of course they say whatever they want to say to be able to get enough votes to be pushed through the system. And of course here he didn't get many votes from anybody on the Republican or conservative side. He was pushed over by the Democrats. But he says every day, you hear him talk, that our borders are closed. I mean, either he doesn't know what his job is, or he's stupid, to be honest with you. Go do your job. That's your job, to keep the American people safe. Now, this guy that they're appointing is no better. I mean, he's just a clone of the group that we have up here in Washington, D.C. He's not going to do anything. I really love it, though, where Texas is saying, listen, you're not going to do it. In the state of Texas, we're going to protect our own people. We're going to build the wall. And I tell you, it's more power to them. But don't take it for granted, though. They will try to block it. The federal government will try to block Texas from doing what they're doing. And it's just a shame that we're fighting amongst each other over something that should be 110% of the people on the same side.
Well, polling shows the Biden administration is hemorrhaging support on the immigration issue, and I think the media are underplaying how strongly the public is opposed to what they've been doing. I'll give you one last short question here, sir. You're kind of new to the old immigration issue. I've been at it for decades. Just curious, what's the most surprising thing you discovered about immigration politics since you come into office?
Well, you know, the big things we talked about earlier about how many people up here on the left just absolutely don't believe in a border. They don't believe in safety. They don't believe in the rule of law. It goes back to just the small things, and really they're not small, but what we've seen over the past year about defunding police. Well, it's no different than defunding ICE or Customs Border Patrol agents having all their power taken away from them. It's just we've become a lawless country. It seemed like to me, kind of overnight. And that's not, this country was built on a judicial system that was strong, you do right, moral values, and and to a guy that's been a coach for 40 years and strict disciplinarian, building a team, do things right, because if we're going to win together as a group. There's nothing like that up here in Washington, D.C. You have got more division here than I would have ever imagined, and it's getting worse every day. So hopefully we can pull this thing together. We have hopefully some of the people on the left come to their senses and start understanding and listening to the people in their states about we want to be protected. We pay taxes. That's your job. Get the job done. But right now, the animals are running a zoo, so to speak, and hopefully we can get everything back straightened out.
Well, you join a long line of great Alabamans who've been supporting immigration reform over the decades, and certainly in the legacy of Martin Luther King, Barbara Jordan, Cesar Chavez, and other Americans who truly did understand not only the importance of the rule of law, but the importance of secure, sound borders. Sir, we look forward to working with you in the future. And again, I want to thank you for joining us. I'm Dan Stein. Thanks for watching. And again, hit that subscribe button to get more of FAIR's content, and we'll see you all soon.